What is up, creative world? Welcome back to the vlog. If you're new here, my name is Weverson Ponte. This is the Mad Lab, and on this channel, I just make art. And this week, we are going to paint 10 different canvases. That's right. If you've been following the channel, you know that I started a series where I'm trying to explore materiality and explore my style. I made 16 of these different canvases, and over the past month, I've painted 6 of them. As an artist and creative, the most difficult thing for me is to just stay on task and finish what I started. It's really easy to just start things, but finishing them is what's difficult. But today I'm determined, and I'm actually really excited to just spend a couple hours just spray painting, letting my ideas flow, and just trying to dump this. I know that at the end, whatever I have is gonna make me feel good, and it's going to inform me on what to do next. I think that we just need to push through it and finish our work. So let's get to work. All the canvases are primed and ready to go. So now it's a fun time. I'm just gonna rock out, throw as much color on these canvases as possible. I have a couple concepts in my head, so I'm just gonna start adding color. And once we got a couple of these canvases covered, we'll think of the next step. So let's start putting some paint on these. Right, we have all the backgrounds done, and I'm gonna say that they look amazing. That's all of them right there. They look so awesome. The whole point was to just create a bunch of different backgrounds and test out a couple different things that I've done before. This one is my typical background. What I'm trying to do is learn how to use a spray paint and using color theory to create a really cool texture. And it pretty much uses pink as the main color, and I wanted to try it with blue being the main color. I love these textures. It makes me think of cotton candy. I also have a few black and white because I do want to do a couple black and white things. And now that we're finally done with this part, we're going to use acrylic and we're going to start actually adding some Do You Boo Boo to each of these pieces. So we've painted 4 of them so far. To be honest, I think my Do You Boo Boos need a little bit of work. I hate to admit that. Don't get me wrong, I love how these pieces look, but I know that I still need to practice the lettering a little bit. It's been difficult to get the proportions right and to get them to look correctly, or perfect, I should say. We have these two side by side. I like the composition of this one. The letters are a nice thickness. They're spread apart, which looks nice. It fills up the canvas really well, and the B's look pretty good. Now this one, this was the first one I did. I think they're really smushed together and there's no alignment. So I definitely need to do a little bit better job about that. And then I did this one, which I think also looks really good. This one doesn't fill up the entire canvas as much as this one, but as you can see, the letters are hard to draw at this proportion. So I'm thinking that I'm gonna stick to this for the most part, is what's going to give me the best opportunity to succeed in making the rest of these canvases. I'm gonna start with this one, which is gonna be a black on black, and I'm really excited about it. So I got the yellow on the chopping block right now, and we're going to add pink to it. Ooh, this one looks so awesome. This is the one I've been most anxious about, and that is the pink one. Since this piece didn't come out the way I wanted it to, I'm going to add another layer of pink on this, and then I'm gonna add a layer of yellow on top of it. And for this one, we're gonna use all the colors, each letter in a different color. The goal is to have the Do You Boo Boo be super colorful, like a rainbow. Alright, creative world, we did it! We painted 9 canvases in one day. There was multiple moments throughout the day where I just kept telling myself, you know what, I'll just finish it this week at some point. But I'm glad I just kept pushing and I got through it. This is what I wrote on my journal the other day. Stop dreaming, start taking actions on your dreams, even if they aren't fully developed. More action equals more quality. Just dreaming is not gonna get you anywhere. Now I know, I'm the guy who's always like, dream big, do your thing, big visions, big dreams. But what I recognize is that sometimes I get lost in just dreaming. And that's the easiest thing, is just come up with ideas and just dream. And don't get me wrong, I think we need to dream big and we need to work to visualize what we want to manifest in our lives. But what we also need to do is to take action on these dreams. It's important to finish things. And I'm definitely guilty of starting a bunch of stuff and not finishing it, which is why the past couple of episodes I've been really trying to finish some old projects, just to give me a little bit more confidence, just to help me get through the hump. And I'm really glad that I did this exercise. Like most projects, while I'm in the middle of it, it's really hard to push through and find the motivation. But in hindsight, looking back at everything that I created today, I'm super excited to see it all done. I was really surprised at some of the things that I created, and I'm really happy at the practice that I got in writing the Do You Boo Boo and actually getting the proportions right. Honestly, at the end, seeing some of these pieces, I was blown away at what I can create. And now my mind is flooded with even more ideas. Here are some of my favorite pieces. I love the background on this one. I've been practicing this like messy cotton candy background, and I really love the color. Usually it's mostly pink. This one is a little bit more blue, and I definitely want to keep practicing this style. I'm thinking about epoxying this piece and a couple of the other pieces in the next week or so. Not sure if I'm gonna do a clear epoxy or a colorful epoxy on this, but we'll see what happens. Now this is one of my favorite color combinations. I don't know why I love pink and blue so much, but this is phenomenal. I know my artwork can look really simple, but I think when you look into the intricacies of the layering of paint and the little details with the splatter, you can really fall in love with it. And I did. But this is definitely not done yet. It'll definitely get epoxied, and I'm still going to do a bunch of different variations on this piece. Like trying different shades of blue and different shades of pink, doing it on a canvas, on a skateboard, making it bigger, making it smaller. So I'm definitely inspired to pushing this exact piece much farther. Now this one is the best Do You Boo Boo we created. This was the second to last piece that we created. And by the end of the day, after creating 8 different Do You Boo Boos, I feel like I really nailed the proportion on this one. Not only that, by the end of the exercise, I was exploring different techniques of applying paint to the board. And as you can see on this one, it's a little bit thicker, there's a lot more paint, and the texture is on a whole nother level. This is the best example of how to move forward with the Do You Boo Boo proportions. This is definitely not its final form. It'll definitely see some epoxy or more paint on top of it very soon, but for the time being, I'm gonna keep it pristine like this because it's the poster child of what other pieces need to look like. So we're gonna save it for now, but who knows what's gonna happen next. And now this one, hands down my favorite piece that I created in this entire collection. I know I said that the pink and blue one is one of my favorites, but this is next level. I've been creating the pink and blue combination for a long time, and this was an experiment that really turned out to be fantastic. And you already know that it's not gonna stay like this for long. We're definitely gonna throw some epoxy on this and take it to the next level. I'm a little afraid of not keeping it like this, but I know that if I take it to the next level, it'll inspire me to recreate this piece over and over again. And this is one of the ones I'm excited to perfect and explore with other campuses as well. Alright, creative world, that's all I got for you all this week. I've been really enjoying taking on these projects and pushing myself, and I hope you've enjoyed watching the process. If you have, make sure you give this video a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe so that you can keep up with the madness and see what happens with these pieces next. Let me know down below which one's your favorite piece. And if you have any ideas on other color combinations or any suggestions of what to do next, let me know. I'd love to hear from you. The way I see it, this is a collaboration between me and you so that we can create some awesome stuff together. I hope you have a beautiful week, and until next time, never stop creating.